Hey guys, Laguna here, and we've got a lot of changes that came to the Head Start period and for the launch of Blade and Soul compared to the last CBT. We got a skill update, and for you KFMs out there, you might be wondering what's changed, if it's better, if it's worse, and what to expect when you get into the arena with the KFM. Uh, all of our entire skill tree has changed pretty significantly. We have a lot of new abilities, a lot of changes to our skill paths, and a lot more points to play around with. I'm going to start with all the major changes and the advantages of these changes that you'll be seeing when you hit max level and start hitting the arena. One of the biggest buffs that we got is an ability called Fighting Spirit. This is on a minute and a half cooldown. It's also a party buff, but it's very useful in the arena against other KFMs and summoners. You can use it in casual matches against other classes that you're really comfortable with, but you have to give up your Ice Guard for it, which is actually a really big sacrifice. But the buff is a 40% crit hit chance buff with a crit hit damage of 50%. You also get full focus recovery when using it. This is your ace up your sleeve when you've got someone knocked, completely locked down. So that's a really nice change. Another big change is our Flying Slam. Now if we put 2 points to the right, our enemy does not have to be knocked down to be knocked up anymore. This is an auto launch into the air and a gap closer. It also pierces defense, which is important because you can use it on targets that are spinning, such as Blade Dancers and Destroyers. It also does a solid amount of damage. It's a good chunk of damage. But remember, in the arena, our HP pool has been bumped up to 40,000 HP plus, almost double what we had in the CBT. This is really good for us because all those classes that do a lot of air combo damage like Blade Dancers don't chunk 70% of our HP anymore, so we can feel more like tanks in the arena. Another big change that you'll notice is that Power Drop is completely missing from our tree. It was taken out of the game because it's a terrible ability that everyone hated. It always messed up your 3RF combo if you didn't time it right, and it didn't really fit in our kit. The animation was too long and was really hindering us. So now we get an extra 2 points to play around with that we don't have to spend into Power Drop now. That's really nice. So now we're going to look at some of the skill tree changes. Okay, our counter now only goes down 3 trees until we get to the Hong Moon. It used to go to 4. This is nice because we get the same effects of the 4 points that we got in the CBT, now with 3 points. Same goes with leg sweep. We only have to go down 3 instead of 4 now. Okay, so that's another point we can play around with. Here for Comet Strike, we only have to go down 3 points if we're expecting for days instead of 4 points. Right, so that's another point we get to play around with. And our triple kick can go down 2 tiers instead of 3. Okay, this is really important because we can choose which way to spec and just spend 2 points instead of having to spec 3 to get our ranged Firestorm kick, which we had to do before. Another change to our Avenging Fist. This used to go down 4 tiers. Now we can get the same effect with just 3 tiers. Okay, this is also very important. Another big change is our Hellfire kick. This will now proc our Searing Palm. This is important because this is a PvE build we were not able to do in CBT. In PvE, our KFM build will now look like this with Tiger Strike. Let me take some points out here. Okay, we're gonna have points in Tiger Strike. Okay, Tiger Strike will proc our Hellfire kick, which in turn procs our Searing Palm. The entire point of this build is to keep stacks of Searing Palm, of course spec to the left side. We spec it to the right side for PvP, but most of you already know that. For PvE, we'll spec it to the left side, and you want to keep these stacks of Searing Palm up. one of the biggest changes you'll have to make is putting points to the right side and Searing Blow. You will be using this with your Tiger Strike, and the purpose for this is because this lowers the cooldown of Searing Palm. So once you get to 4 stacks, if you've been managing your cooldowns right, the cooldown of Searing Palm will be back down to 0, and you'll be able to start over, essentially giving you permanent Searing Palm buff throughout the duration of your boss fight. Another nice PvE change that we have is a point in Guiding Fist. We didn't have this before. This helps us increase threat, which is really nice. It was a little harder for KFMs to hold aggro before because we had to use our Swift Strike to hold aggro before. Right? But now since we're using the Tiger Strike build, they had to implement another way for us to hold aggro. These are the biggest changes to KFM. I should also add, this isn't really a skill change, but our ice does not bug anymore when it's been iframed. And also when we've been gripped, or force gripped, however, our emit frost is completely instant now. There's no delay on it. It's actually very nice. I've tested it out myself a couple times. It's a really nice change. That's it for the KFM changes this build. If you're interested in getting the Head Start period, the Founders Packs are available until the Tuesday the 19th. There's going to be a link below. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. Thanks.